What's going on, Raider Nation? Welcome back to another episode of the Raider Critique. This is the Jon Gruden Email Chronicles, Volume 8. This is the final one-on-one episode, and we're doing it a little bit differently. As you can tell, we're actually on camera, and we're doing it in-house. For some reason, my board over there wouldn't do what I needed it to do, so the phone call was out of the question. So I would like to introduce to everyone of the Raider Nation, and he needs no introduction, but I feel it's kind of fitting. Raiders scream.
Hey, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you at in the Raider Nation. How y'all doing?
Man, I can tell you this, man. We haven't done this in quite a while.
Yeah, man, we used to do this about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
It might have been 4, but for sure 3.
I mean, of course, it wasn't with 2 microphones. And
Nope.
and we actually weren't talking directly to each other. We were all jammed up right in front of the camera.
That's correct. I remember them days. Good days.
Yeah, well, it was good days. Terrible days for the Raiders, but it was good days for us, I'm sure. Well, man, you know why we're here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What we're going to talk about.
Yes, sir.
Little
I've been
touchy.
paying attention. Yeah.
Little touchy out there, little touchy subjects, but about Jon Gruden. And with the way that this team has fought through all of this, but how do you feel about, what Jon Gruden said?
So, as far as Jon Gruden himself, I mean, I'm not a fan at all. I wasn't a fan on his first stint, even though he was semi-successful. I mean, he led us a little further than the second one, obviously. But as far as his character, he has character flaws all over the place. Just a little history about me. I mean, I did 20 years in the military. All we seen was green. Since then, past 6 years of retiring, all I wear is black and silver. So I just changed the uniform from green, serving for the federal government, which is very political and very set up-ish from time to time, kind of similar to the NFL, and what they've done with the Raiders over the past decades. And Jon Gruden was definitely a fall guy. He was definitely a high-profile character that the NFL was able to target and to make a hot mess out of the situation.
Right, because, I mean, when you really think about it, they went and pried into this man's emails that he had with a private conversation of a certain owner from the Washington football team, Snyder.
Right.
You know what I mean? But there was, a lot of people, we all understand, especially like during the times that we were going through at that point in time, we had Colin Kaepernick.
Yes.
We had Eric Reed. This is all basically throughout the same era of the kneel-down situation, and also, that's when everything like really started transitioning into where transgender was becoming something, and like women competing as men after transitioning to a man, or vice versa, and that was even happening in the Olympics, and I mean. Of course, and then the NFL was making so many rule changes. So many, they were starting to open their doors to women referees, women trainers. And I'm pretty sure that we're going to start seeing some women players out there here pretty quick.
I wouldn't disagree with you on that note. I mean, I sit there with children of all ages, my children primarily, but my companion that I'm with, if they have children as well, and I'll inspire a female nowadays, daughter of mine, to hit the same level as a male, because this has been the transition that the world has been going through, and that's over the past 6 years, guaranteed. And it's out there, and everybody paying attention to it more. So it's came into effect.
We also have internet. So
Correct.
it's not real hard not to be able to keep up with everything, especially with how fast this story is unfolding.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody out there has been calling bullshit this whole time about this whole Jon Gruden situation, this whole Jon Gruden email debacle is what I'll call it. As a matter of fact, I think we should probably coin this email gate.
Yeah.
Because this is definitely a conspiracy, because it always happens to us.
Yeah.
It always happens to us. We know damn well that during all those times that I was talking about with the transitioning of the times of the way America is transitioning over.
Right.
All right? Colin Kaepernick, Eric Reed, women referees,
Yep.
women trainers,
Yep.
okay? Openly gay players who have come out.
Yep.
All right? You think that he's the only one?
No. Hey,
There's
man,
no
come on.
there's no way, bro. No
Yeah.
fucking way he's the only one.
This is way bigger. It's way bigger than one person. To put it out there, I mean, they definitely made Gruden. I ain't gonna say a scapegoat, because what he said is incorrect. What he's done is, he's got plenty character flaws. But as far as the way that the NFL orchestrated this hot ass mess, this bullshit, and call it what it is, it definitely affected the organization that we love, which is the Raiders. You know what I'm saying?
Ultimately.
Yeah, dependent. A lot of people say if Al Davis was here, he wouldn't have accepted this stuff. They would have tried to do it twice as bad. It's just Al Davis. He's been known to just win, baby, and Mark Davis hasn't. So, but I mean, he's still got the same bloodline and the same drive.
We're gonna get into Mark Davis in a moment, because I have
Right
I have a few new conspiracies that I've been conjuring up in my head
Right on,
while
right
I'm
on.
over here doing my job that considers absolutely no brain power to do.
Gotcha. Yeah,
So of
yeah.
course I've got nothing but time to think. So I've got some new conspiracies about Mark Davis, but we'll get right back into that.
Nice.
I still want to stick with the NFL though here, because the NFL literally. And I still can't get past it. I've said it in every episode that it has basically been the Jon Gruden email chronicles, is that I feel cheated once more. As the organization, and I don't feel that Mark Davis had the backbone to stand up to him. I mean, and that's in a what I would call in a perfect world.
Yeah.
Is that he just wasn't going to say nothing, but they were like, look, the FBI's done went in here and they've done checked out all these emails. There ain't no telling what's going to get out. Maybe if we expose it first, maybe we could get out from up underneath it. Well, hey, we got this guy right here.
Semi from underneath it. I mean,
Semi
they're
from
always
underneath
gonna
it.
keep
A
the
Super
silver
Bowl
and the
winning
black
coach.
down. Yeah.
Put into the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Ring of Honor. Scholars all the way around. Expert commentator. Expert analysis. Had his own TV show.
Yep.
Okay? This dude is a face, if anything, if I have never seen a face before in all of my life. This is a face that, not John Madden status, because he'll never be John Madden status.
I'm glad you mentioned that. Big
but-
shout out to the entire family and the loss of one of our top coaches
Absolutely.
ever. You know?
Absolutely. And we'll get into that too. But he's definitely no John Madden, but he was definitely a face of the NFL.
I'd agree.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But they're just going to throw him under the bus because he's probably the most publicized out of anybody that they've had since John Madden.
Yeah.
Pushed out there like that to save their own asses.
Correct. Yeah.
Because, like I said, there's no way that this was the only time that these 5 emails out of 860,000 or 360,000 fucking emails, and you're telling me that these 5 emails are the only ones? Now, I'm not taking up for Jon Gruden at all, but I'll tell you what. If you guys looked through my damn emails, you wouldn't find any racist or misogynistic comments, but you would probably fucking find some things that would make you think differently of me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And we all have that. The great thing about living in this country of America that you fought for and many others fought for is that we have the fucking freedom to express ourselves in any fucking way we feel in whatever shape, form, no matter what.
I
know,
mean,
it was fought for. We won it. We have freedoms to do whatever we want. You know what I mean? And we also have the right to privacy, which is what Americans do have.
Mm-hmm.
And I do believe that even though with as fucked up as the comments that he said were, his privacy was invaded over a football team that was being investigated over their bullshit with the cheerleaders. But the Raider fell.
Yeah,
Snyder didn't fall.
That's what bothers me.
They hit him with $10 million, dude.
Yeah,
that's all they hit him with.
Yeah, the racist comments and looking down on a different gender or a person's sexuality, that's definitely at a high level of getting noticed. And I'm not in agreement with any of his comments towards that. But what really pissed me off is they always got the shield involved. They always got the Raiders logo involved when it's really the NFL. Just that's the most. It's the
Don't think
level
it's a don't think it's a coincidence that they went after Jon Gruden, who was a Raider.
Yeah.
Okay, that was not a coincidence. They could have picked anybody, but they picked him because they felt of the benefits that they would get by throwing him under the bus to where all eyes would be on him and no eyes would be on them.
Yeah. Yeah. It's another Raider issue, and as soon as that happened, there was week after week after week of issues. Nazib came out and he came out about his sexuality, like 2, maybe 3 months before the Gruden situation unfolded.
Right.
So, who's to say that ain't no setup right there? You know, and just to get the ball rolling. Now, I don't know what the upcoming court date is. I know that Jon Gruden is going to pursue legal actions towards the NFL. And
well, I know about what I remembered about 2 months ago watching somebody else's channel is that it was about 2 months ago or so. It was right before Christmas, I would like to say. So it was probably like right after Thanksgiving. But they said that that they were served. The NFL was served, so they have 30 days to respond. Now, I don't watch that channel anymore, so I don't know if they ever responded or not. That's where I'm at with it. Do you know any more than that?
No, I actually kind of started moving away from social media a little bit over the past 2, maybe even 3 months, just due to my personal situations and my focus towards my studies and my family structure. But yeah, I hope he goes in there into that courtroom with a great lawyer, great team of lawyers, and I honestly hope he wins.
With that $40 million, he ought to be able to afford a pretty damn good team of lawyers too there, buddy. Now let's jump over here into Mark. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and spout off my conspiracy already right now. I think he knew.
Yeah,
I think he knew way before.
I'd agree with that. Yeah.
That this shit was going to happen. And let me tell you why I think that. Okay? Because what owner would not want the publicity and the eyes on the franchise after just moving? Good publicity, bad publicity, it's all what, Raider Nation? It's publicity. all eyes are on Vegas, maybe for the wrong reasons, but for Mark, he's getting paid for it. We're getting a Super Bowl now in 2024.
Yeah, we were supposed to host,
Now, how?
NCAA championship, the draft, the Pro Bowl is coming up. That's gonna be in Allegiant Stadium. And yeah, we was on schedule for a Super Bowl, but they pushed it back.
Yeah.
Due to the COVID situation. Yeah.
But the reason why they pushed it back is because they want all of us to show up.
Correct. Yeah.
You know what I mean? They want us all to be there.
Yeah.
Because if we're there, we're spending money.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's definitely a moneymaker over there. And, man, that can go into a whole nother can of worms, man, when you talk about the money aspect. I mean, just take care of the nation. You know, the nation is undefeated. Like I stated when I introduced myself, since 1976 that I know of due to my born year. But those that are out here just buying all that new merchandise from the NFL, just remember the NFL is the ones that continuously, every single season, off season, everything, are always geared towards negative, towards the silver and the black, our shield, what we stand for as the Raider Nation. So that's why I say we undefeated. The team, we can't control it. The politics, we can't control it. But what we can control is how we spend our money and how we earn our money and what we spend it on. So pay attention out there.
I mean,
y'all.
don't get me wrong. I believe the organization needs to make as much money as possible because they definitely have to pay all that money back that they're borrowing from those taxpayers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But the NFL, I don't want to give them a single solitary another dime because of how they feel about our team, our organization, how they hold shit against us from fucking shit that happened back in the early 60s.
Yeah. Yep.
You know? It shows on the field every damn week. It hasn't been, but except for like maybe the last 3 weeks, the Raiders' 3-game win streak, where the referees have stopped throwing a shit ton of flags at us.
Oh yeah.
We only had 6 penalties last game.
The penalties have dropped. That's obvious, and just people that ain't paying attention to that stuff. A lot of people go out there. I mean, I
finally,
drink, you know what I'm saying? I smoke, but the whole thing is like when you go to these venues, you go to these games and everything, or you just watch it on TV or watch highlights. You could see the amount of bullshit on how they are throwing variables into the situation of the game in order to make it even more challenging for us to get the W. And yeah, over the past 3 weeks we've been successful.
Okay, it's just like that tackle on Hunter Renfrow, and I know we're going way off subject, but the last game, the tackle on Hunter Renfrow, last time I checked, in order to be down when you're being touched, you have to have 2 points of contact on the ground, whether it's a hand and a knee, a forearm and a knee. Okay? He didn't have 2 points at all touching the ground when he was touched.
Yeah, I mean, here we go again.
It did work out in our favor, but
Yeah.
in all
Yeah,
aspects, it still should have been a touchdown, but they changed the rule right then and there just for that mere instance
Correct.
to hold him up.
Yeah, because the dude's finger was touching Renfro's foot.
Bro, how
as
much
his
you want to...
foot was planted, which is not down, and his hand was on the ground as he was moving away from the defender. And that's a Pro Bowl defender. So, I mean, he knew what he was doing. But Renfro was better. I mean, the play should have stayed. The touchdown should have stood. I still think we would have won, even if they got the ball back.
I still think that has a lot to do with the point shaving.
Correct. Yeah. And here
The
we go.
referees were probably told, look, Raiders got to win by 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when homeboy hit the end zone, they're like, oh, hell no.
Yeah, threw the numbers off.
Yeah, about to piss off the mafia.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, there's hands in on multiple levels.
There's definitely hands in.
Yeah.
And I think that's a lot of the reason why everything panned out with the way it did with Jon Gruden is because they were trying to save their ass to where they could keep going with these ventures.
Right.
Okay? Because if the whole NFL gets exposed about this bullshit, and it's going to happen.
Oh, it's coming.
It's coming. It's
this
coming.
Is only the
You can
breakthrough.
save face all you want. Bide your time.
Yeah.
But you know Jon Gruden's not going to sell out. What does he need your money for? He already has $40 million.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's enough for him, his kids, and their kids and their kids to get by for the rest of their lives.
Correct. I agree with that.
Even after he's done spending all the money on these lawyers to sue your ass. Now, I do find it fitting, and I did say it before in my speech to the Raiders and Mark Davis in the NFL, that
was a good speech.
Yeah,
that was a good speech. That was real, and I've known Gun, Raider Critique. I've paid attention to his show for 13 years, maybe 14. So.
Yep. I mean, I do appreciate the patronage, man, and you reaching out and whatnot, and getting me to go to some of these games, get me to come out of my shell instead of being out here in front of this camera.
Just win, baby.
But it's just it just seems like that's the one thing that has never ended. Is that they're completely biased towards us because of what Al did. And Al was the one who sued him before. Now they come after Jon Gruden. Jon Gruden happens to be a Raider. Mm-hmm. It's not just a coincidence. We know that. Now Jon Gruden sues him. Isn't it funny about how history repeats itself?
Mm-hmm.
You keep shitting on us, man. And this is what happens. Every time you poke the bear, you get fucked with, and we fuck with you right back.
There you go.
There might be 2 jerseys up there that are NFL marked. Can't tell the difference in between any of them, except for like these first 3 really look good. And guess what? Those are not NFL apparel.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure, because I know these jerseys as well.
Quite well.
Yeah.
Don't forget, man, hit me up if you want to get one of these.
Yeah. There's plenty to come out. The Raider Challenge coin, there's a history behind it. It's about 4 or 5 years old. Gun been there since the beginning. I'm a point of contact, so hit me up if y'all interested in coins, and we'll make sure they move your way. Matter of fact, Triple R out there in Sacramento, I'll shoot you this link after Gun, makes the post and everything, and because I just sent you a coin your way this morning.
Well, hey, check it out, man. Why don't you let everybody know where to find you on all your social media platforms?
Man, well, I'm on every single platform. I only pay attention to Facebook. I signed up to all the platforms of social media about 6 months after I retired from the Army, which was about 6 years ago. So you could just look up my government name, Louis, Luis, and last name Goudeau, Luis Godot, or just put in Raider Scream, and it's going to pop up. You're going to see me and my 2 sons that are living with me, but I got many more children out there, you know what I'm saying? And same with Instagram and the Twitter and every platform out there.
I'll post a link down in the description to where you guys can hit him up if you want to get some coins, man. Maybe even some jerseys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The jerseys, they're clean, man.
They're clean, so.
A lot of people say they ain't got the NFL logo Scream. I say you don't need that.
No.
You don't need that in your
I don't
life.
want that bullshit on my jerseys.
that
that shield look like shit.
Right.
I mean, especially for what it stands for, which is the reason why in the hell we're even in this situation. But now we got the team who's fighting really damn hard. Just in this last week, we lost, not only did we lose Jon Gruden, but not even, a week later we lost Henry Ruggs.
Tragic situation, man.
We lost Henry Ruggs, and then we lost Damon Arnett.
Immediately afterwards.
Yeah, immediately afterward.
They go 2 draft picks.
Yeah.
2 first-round draft picks.
And who was our third first that year? Because we had 3 first.
Yeah.
Wasn't that Jacobs?
We got Jacobs and Abrams and Cleveland in 1 draft in the first round. The next draft we picked up
Arnett and Ruggs.
Ruggs and then Arnett in the first round.
So we don't have a single first round draft pick on the roster anymore from 2020.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a great draft hat. You know, for those of y'all that didn't get it, shoot, maybe you could find it out there in the internet world. But 2020, the draft picks of the first round are gone.
They're gone. They're
know.
gone. And that I believe that was also the same draft where we picked up Lynn Bowden.
Yes.
And he went to Miami after he was cut.
Very quickly. He didn't make it through preseason. It's crazy, man. That Henry Ruggs situation, again, you know, much love and respect to the family of the lost during that situation. And Ruggs, he's going to have to deal with that, man, as a young man.
Let's say, as a man, he's going to have to sit there and he's going to have to deal with that every day of his life.
Yeah. And now Arnett, he'll probably get back in the league.
Well, he's already been signed with another team.
There you go.
I believe he's with I want to say the Dolphins.
Okay, well,
he's with the Dolphins, I believe.
Good luck to him.
Same place where Lynn Bowden went.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the only reason why I remember that's where he went to is because that's where Lynn went.
There it is.
But not only all that we went through, bro. Not even last week we lose John Madden. Yeah. I mean, now he was a national treasure. He was like the face of the NFL. He's the reason why the NFL is even as popular as it is.
I agree, man. I mean, he took it to every level, everything that he did. And I know plenty of people out there probably watching all the documentaries and footage that has been going on since Coach Madden had passed. But, man, just the way he dealt with the turducken, which, I mean, just the way that he drew on the board, just like it's the X's and O's. And, you know, I mean, his comedy that he brought to the world and just the way he interacted with society just by driving a bus around the country, going to venues and events.
Yeah, his PR was excellent.
Yeah.
When he was healthy enough, man, he could get around, you know, and he was out there. He was in it.
Yeah.
I mean, I really wish that we could have actually brought him back as a coach earlier on.
Oh, man.
You know?
Oh, man. That would have brought us another Super Bowl for sure. You know?
I know, man. And, you know, that's where the nation just kind of lacks nowadays. And I shouldn't even get into this, but it's just they don't want to learn history. They don't care about our history. You know, and we're watching people just die off who really brought that Raider legacy. You know? We lost Willie Brown.
Yeah.
You know, that was toward the beginning of the year.
Cliff Branch. Yeah, we got, man. And it's
John Madden.
It's 100, man, because, like, when me and Gunner speak, not just right here for the show purposes, but just on a daily basis on the way we deal with our families, I mean, he give me a compliment on the way I raise my sons that are in my house right now, which is all my children, but those are the two that primarily get a lot of interaction with all these Raider uncles that are right here in the community of Central Texas. And I do the same, man. I chop it up with Gun's children and do my best to raise them as strong, knowledgeable, you know, as successful little Raiders and Raiderettes that they're going to be. And there's adults out there, man, they just don't knock it, because I done got my party on several times in my lifetime, you know, probably in excess a few times.
Yeah, we forgot to even mention Nate Hobbs.
Nate
Hobbs just went in for a DUI, and we don't even know the whole story on that. That's why I really didn't even want to comment about that. But dude, it's been one situation after another, and we're fucking still looking at playoffs here.
Yeah. That Josh Jacobs, I think he was last January, so that was like 12 months ago. Josh Jacobs got the DUI or whatever situation that occurred with that on his legal end, but it was still an infraction. Now, on the note of that, and I know we probably done talked about this, Gunner, is it that in the United States military, in the Army that I served for, before the war kicked off because of the 9/11 debacle, again, another political situation, but prior to that, when it was peacetime, in between Gulf War, Desert Storm, Desert Shield, and then the 9/11 OIF, OEF, there's a little on the military side, but it links into organizations as a whole. And I'm speaking about organizations bypass the NFL, just the Raiders as a whole. If they hopefully hear this. Somebody hears this. Sponsorship programs work. We have a lot of young players. They're getting drafted. They come to Las Vegas. They're playing for the Raiders. There's a lot of strikes against them already. So if older athletes are merged together with younger athletes, it will mature the situation for the younger athlete. That's just my opinion.
Like a mentor program.
Mentorship. Yeah.
You know, like a
Yes, sir.
sponsorship, a mentorship of real Raiders.
Yeah.
Bringing old players to do it.
Yeah.
You know they're more than willing to go in there and do it. You know?
I mean, we
but I don't see Rich Gannon doing any type of teaching or counseling to Derek Carr with the way they've been going at it online.
Oh, man.
So,
yeah,
that's kind of funny, man. But dude, we're looking at possibly going 10-7.
it's cool, man. Yeah, and
Even after all this shit.
Yeah, it's cool, man. I mean, in May when the schedule dropped, I'm sure I mentioned it to you. I mentioned it to anybody I come in contact with, especially face to face. I'm more of a face to face person, but that's why I'm glad we're doing it live. I'm right here in Gunners from the house, because over the phone is cool, but to sit here and chop it up with my brother is at a higher level in my book, and I forgot where I was going with that, but the playoffs in May, the schedule had dropped, and I said we're gonna go 10-7, but we're gonna miss the playoffs. There is no possible way that I'm correct. If we go 10-7, we're making the playoffs. So,
well, I said 11-5, and obviously, but that's because I counted the Bears and the Giants as wins.
those should have been
You know what I mean? Those should have been W's.
Yeah.
But we wouldn't even be in this situation right now.
Right. Yeah.
If we would have won those 2 games.
Come on now.
But
and the Washington football team as well. We should have beat that. That was
the email game.
Right.
The fucking email game.
Right.
Exactly. That should have been a game that we should have definitely won.
Definitely, yeah. So
You
there's
know?
3 in there that are definitely they could have came out victorious. So I mean, what that would have put us at right now? 12-4.
12-4.
Just win, baby.
Yeah, right now we would be 12-4.
Yeah, there's
Because
only one team with a better
because
record
we
than
be
that in
playing-
the whole NFL, which is Green Bay. I think
Right.
they're sitting at 13-3, and Green Bay got blown out the first week.
Yep.
Everybody started looking at them like they were crazy, and Aaron Rodgers told them, just wait, calm down. It's one game. And then they've turned their team around. Now, we've had a couple successes. We started strong. First 3 games, we started strong. These last 3 games, we've been W's. I ain't going to say they were the prettiest wins, but they W's.
That's all I care about.
Yeah.
At this point,
Right.
after everything we've been through, I want to shove it. I want this team to shove it right back in the NFL's face that no matter how many times you kick us, we're still going to get through this. Because, look, we were red hot at the beginning of the year. We had all those pieces together. Everything was looking great. Then, week 5.
Yeah.
Jon
Jon Gruden situation occurred, and after that, it was just a nonstop just tumble.
There was games where we seemed flat. But, in all, the team was tight together. They, I'm hoping that all of this together with everything that they've had to go through has brought them close together. A lot closer together. I mean? And it's starting to show on the damn field that it looks like it's starting to work.
There's other leaders out there. Everybody wears a C on their jerseys. I understand in the Raider Nation it stands for something other than what it stands for in the for the players on the Raider organization. I got you. I know all the crews out here. But the thing is, Derek Carr wears that C on his chest, and Derek Carr, in my opinion, I've never been a fan, but I'm not a hater neither. I don't have a problem with number 4, but he's not my friend neither. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't shake the dude's hand. I think he's got a whole lot more talent to give to the NFL, but I don't think it's in the silver and black uniform anymore. That's just my opinion. I would say cut Derek Carr, guarantee. I would bring Rich Bisaccia back to the special teams coordinator. Hopefully keep Gus Bradley, because I believe that he's done good things in one season, less than one season for the defense on the defensive coordinator side. But Greg Olson, your partner, gonna Greg Olson, I would definitely cut him and then bring in a talent, a talented younger mind that knows how the collegiate football programs are succeeding, and then let him pick an offensive coordinator that matches that offensive mind.
See, and that's something we can talk about before we end this,
Nice.
because a lot of people are talking about doing the same thing over again, what we basically did with Jon Gruden, except for now it's with Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah.
To coax him from Michigan, to get him away from that contract that he's got going on down there, to have him come up here and coach the Raiders.
I wouldn't go that route. If I had the ability to make that call, I would definitely go outside of just people that have been already, I'm gonna say, tainted. Harbaugh's already been in the NFL.
He's already been to one Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Sounds really familiar, doesn't it?
Right.
I mean, that's the only quarrel that I have with it, is that it sounds a little too familiar.
Staged.
Yeah.
Sounds staged.
Sounds staged.
I mean, come on now. The Harbaugh, Jim and John coached against each other in the Super Bowl. Who would have predicted that? I mean, that just doesn't happen.
No.
It's like, come on now, bro.
No. That don't happen.
The lights went out during the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Remember the power went out for the San Francisco and Baltimore Super Bowl?
Yep.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Staging points, and I mean, see, this is what I'm saying. Like, when you go to these football venues as fans, as Raider Nation, and you go to games as Raider Nation, or you just show up to your local events, your local clubs and groups and booster clubs and everything. Right here, we TBH, Fort Hood chapter, established March 2021. So, and we're going to keep the ball rolling. But we've been 100 deep around here ever since me and Gunn known each other, since almost 14 years. But the thing is, we pay attention. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully others are out there paying attention, and when they voice and when they get the opportunity to have platforms like this, like the Raider Critique Show does do successfully, is, man, state the facts. State the facts and know your history. If you see something that's tainted, something that's staged, most likely it is. If you could talk with two other people that follow the same way, that's a meeting of the minds.
I can tell you this: if it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck,
that's a damn duck.
yeah, it's not a building.
It's
not a fucking building.
Right.
And that's what they try to do to us all the time. Oh no, look, this is not a hit at the Raiders. We just got to get Jon Gruden out of there because he's a racist, misogynistic pig. Well, so is Jerry Jones.
Right.
So is Kroenke.
Right.
So is Dan Snyder.
But they put the shield up the whole time.
Yeah.
Besides Jon Gruden. Why they couldn't put up the NFL logo? I mean, he's already resigned or has been fired. Doesn't matter what happened behind closed doors. We know what it is. But why, when they televised it all over NFL Network and ESPN and everything, why did they keep the Raider shield up there when it's talking about all these negatives that Jon Gruden did?
Yeah.
Why they didn't put the NFL logo up there?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. They've been shitting on us for years.
Right.
And then while they're doing that, while they're shitting on us in the mainstream media, then they're shitting on us on the field.
Oh, yeah.
All the flags. All the no calls. Where Max Crosby, Yannick Ngakoue, they're being held.
Yeah,
no flags.
Quite frequently. Yeah, especially Max. Like, Ngakoue, Yannick been able to get through there. I think he's leading our team in sacks with about 9, or maybe 9.5.
I'd have to look that up, but I could tell you this. Nate Hobbs, I do believe, is going to play this Sunday.
I hope so. That's a wealth of talent. I mean, I believe we got him in like the 4th or 5th round.
Well, he's definitely been huge for us, dude.
Yeah, he's played great. I'm glad we picked him up.
MC Square believes that we got the depth to be able to cover it up, but I just don't want to lose him out of there. I don't want to see Desmond Trufant in the slot. You know what I mean? I would rather see him more toward the safety position because Roderick Teamer was suspect last game.
Oh, Desmond Trufant be closing in on that ball.
Yeah, bro.
He's trying to get that interception, and Hobbs is hitting. So
Yeah.
it's like, not to say Hobbs ain't going for the ball too. If that ball, you seen them, they be out there trying to knock that ball out as them opponents' receivers and sometimes running backs come through there. We still trying to push the turnover. So, and that's a big part of the game.
Yeah,
Huge.
yeah. Yeah, now, and we got to create some turnovers because we ain't created no turnovers in quite a while.
Right. Yeah.
No fumbles, no picks.
Yeah, there's a couple people out there trying. And everybody got to get on the same sheet of music, man. We need some real captains. We need some real captains. I know there's favorite players, and everybody has favorite players. I'd personally, Nick Morrow has been my favorite player until they cut him, which just occurred, about 12 months or a little less than 12 months ago. But up to today, Diablo's shown a lot of talent. I can't say he's my favorite, but he's showing some talent as a rookie. Hobbs. I'm looking for some new people,
Yep.
Some of them youngsters that are just getting drafted. We're losing some, but we got some that were picked in the later rounds, like Crosby. Max Crosby is a good guy. I'm more on the defensive side of the house, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we all know, man, defense wins championships.
Yeah, I believe that,
Yeah,
brother.
I believe
you know it.
100%.
You know it, yeah.
So anyway, man, let's go ahead and cut on out of here, bro. Fucking, it's been
My dude.
wonderful talking to you.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. And
Yes, sir.
thanks for stopping by the studio and fucking taking a look at exactly everything I got set up around here.
My man.
Y'all
Y'all like and subscribe, hit the notification button, check out the Raider Critique, man. I've been doing it for 13 plus years, so y'all might be missing some important information.
Yeah, and you always know that it's truth. We're not here causing any clout. We're not here causing any bullshit. It's always, we're from the nation, and it's for the nation.
That's right. My dude.
We out of here, baby.